I'm going to start this off with a little story about a young girl, not really too young, but a lot younger than she is now, who was scared out of her skin, literally so broken, so broke money-wise, found her way to her first GoPro event, and even was sitting in the room with all the other big earners, or so I thought. Okay. I looked around the room and there were all these men and women, and it was a 7-figure summit, I think is what it was called back then, but it was face to face. We were in the room together. And Eric is walking around the room and he's having conversations with everybody. And Eric and I had already met. And he said, I just want to know, how many people have you recruited to date? And he's asking everybody in the room. And this is the first time that I got a glimpse into what my skill really was, where my skill level really was when it came to recruiting. People, he would say, oh my gosh, so-and-so, how many have you recruited? Oh, I've recruited 18. And I thought, a week? And then he would go to the next person, and this person would stand up, and Eric would say, hey, so-and-so, how many have you recruited? And they would say, oh, I've recruited 22. So we went around the room, you guys, and then he got to me, little old country girl, little old 9th grade education, itty bitty tiny town from Florida, broken, just got off food stamps, hadn't even moved out of the government apartment yet, just barely probably. He said, how many people have you recruited? Now, keep in mind, at this point, I was only into this about probably 2 years. Okay, still baby. And I literally had written it down from my back office. And at that point, I was almost at 2,500. I was almost at 2,500 personally brought in, introduced. And here's the cool part. Organic. They'd never done it before. Not one single person in my organization had ever done network marketing before. And so whenever I heard these stories of other people doing tiny, they were small numbers to me. But then this dude named Todd Falcone said to me one time, he's like, you do know, like, the average person probably does 5 a year. And I was like, wait, 5 a year? So this is what I want you guys to understand. When I read the GoPro book, the first skill that Eric wrote about in that book was finding prospects. So you know what I thought? I thought, well, heck, if he put it as number one, that's the number one skill. The number one skill is prospecting and building your network. That must mean that's got to be my number one focus. And you guys, what you focus on expands. So because Eric said, put it first, number one, that's your number one skill, Angel. That's what I felt like he was saying to me. So I thought, if I focused on that and I really learned how to do that, and if I learned how to find prospects, this was my thinking back then. If I have to do, somebody else said to me one time, if you want to be a master of something, you have to do it 10,000 times. And I thought, well, that's a lot of people. If I got to go through 10,000 people to be a master at finding people, that's a lot of people. What the heck? What am I going to do? Well, let me tell you. I expanded my network. So when you do a Google search, you guys, for finding prospects and expanding your network, there's 1,400,000 results that show up. You think it might be a little important? You think there's a lot of people out there talking about finding prospects? It's number one in Eric's list. It's number one. So I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you a couple of unique ways to do it, okay? And this is not y'all sit back and watch. This is y'all get you on your laptop, get to work. I want you to go to Facebook. I want you to go to the search bar. Remember that list you guys made yesterday, the 4 Ps? The 4 Ps, people, places, passions, and products. Yesterday, you guys wrote down a list of people, you wrote down places, you wrote down passions. I want you to figure out one of those. Like, for me on my list, one of my passions, I'm a Frenchie mama. I have two little French bulldogs. They're the loves of my life outside of Ryan and my children. And so that's one of the places that I connect with people. So pick one of those things, and I want you to put it into that search bar. And then I want you to hit search. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. There's lots of things that come up. I want you to click on the one that says groups. Click on the one that says groups. Now, don't stop there. Right underneath it, you're going to have the ability to slide a little button so that you can only see public groups. I want you guys looking at public groups that from one of your things, a type of person, a place that you want to go. For me, I did this last night on a training, and I pulled up Frenchies. Now, here's the cool thing. The reason I'm telling you to do a public group, you guys, is because you can interact, you can post, you can comment, you can see their membership. So what's the difference in being a member of a group and doing all of this, not being a member? If I get caught, there's not a daggum thing they can do to me. They can't kick me out. They can't block me. What can they do? Absolutely nothing, because I'm not an actual member. Okay. So that's why I'm sending you to look at public groups. Now, when you get to public groups, there's going to be two places that you can go. You can go, I want you to find a big one that's active. And you know how you can see that on your search results? It'll say so many posts a day. It'll give you that, tell you how many members are in it. And I want you to find one, A, that's big, and B, that's active. Now, here's why. Go there, find you one. Let's go there right now together. Now, let me tell you, I want you to click on it. Now, if it's a public group, it doesn't say members. I think it says people, okay? People or participants. I've seen them say both. I want you to go there. And then I want you to go and I want you to tell me, scroll down a little bit. I want you to tell me how long ago somebody joined that group. How long ago did they join that group? If it's a public group, I'm going to tell you guys, if it's an active public group, that's a large group, they're constantly joining it. So here's one way that you can meet people. You see those memberships? Listen, most of those people are joining Facebook groups with a sole purpose. So here's one way. That membership, I would, if I just found the group today, I would see who's joined that group in the last, let's say, we'll just do 4 days. Listen, some of those groups, there could be a couple hundred people that have joined the group in just the last 4 days. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to click on their name, and I want you to take a look at their profile, and I want you to go to message. And then I want you to send this message, and I'm going to say it slow. Hey, Eric, welcome to whatever the name of the group is. Welcome to whatever the name of the group is. Super excited to see you join. Okay, super excited to see you join. Just a question though. Were you looking for something specific in our community? Now, you guys, listen. They don't know if you're an admin. They don't look. They don't know if you're even a member. They don't look. Most of them don't even know how to look. They don't. Okay. And so you send the message, whatever it is. You ended it with a question. So that means when they see it, they're going to come back to you. Right? Now, here's two things I want to tell you. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to click on their profile picture and tell me if they have stories. If they're using stories, this is your perfect opportunity to get out of their Facebook and into their Messenger so they can see the message you just sent them. Go comment on a story. Not like, not love, not emoji, comment on their story, whatever it is. I like to do a compliment. Oh my God, that's super cool. Hey, by the way, I just sent you a message. Hey, by the way, is always a really great way to start a conversation. Hey, by the way, I saw you were in that group. Hey, by the way, I just sent you a message. Right? Because then they're going to get a notification and then they're going to go look at their story. And when they go look at it, guess what they're going to see? They're going to see the message I sent. So that's one way to expand your network with these groups. Now, let me tell you another way. Let's say that was a Frenchie group that I went into like I did last night. Listen, those dog fur mamas and fur grandmamas, y'all, they all about their dog. Trust me when I tell you, my camera probably has as many pictures of my Frenchies as I do my grandchildren. Just being honest here. Never thought I would be there, but I am. We love to be told how beautiful our babies are. We love it. So you guys, go find a post in there. Go find a post in there. Go to that post. I'll give you an example. The one that I commented on last night, the girl said, oh my goodness, so I don't know when to spay or neuter. Somebody told me I have to wait till they're 2 years old. Well, there was thousands of comments on it. I don't comment on it. I just sent her a message because there's a little picture of her baby there. And so I sent her a message, loving on her. I said, hey, so-and-so, listen, I didn't wait that long. I waited until their first heat, which was about 7 or 8 months. That's how old they were. But let me ask you, let me just give you some mommy tips to make you feel a little bit better about this. And then I just told her, I said, listen, they're going to put a cone. I gave her expectations. Within minutes, you guys, guess what I got? I got a message back thanking me so much for being so nice and so helpful and for calming her nerves. You know what? I'm going to be watching her Facebook and I'm going to be communicating with her. And here's the deal, you guys. She's going to be watching mine and the things that I'm posting and the stories that I'm posting and all of that kind of stuff. And I've just expanded my network and it took me about 15 seconds. Because let me tell you something else I did. I can then go all through the most recent comments and introduce myself as a fellow fur mama. I'm a fellow Frenchie mama. Here's a picture of my baby. I'll show you mine. You show me yours. Just like their children. So effective. So effective. You don't have a pet? Go borrow your brother's. Take a picture of you with your pet, with your brother's pet. And listen, I'm not telling you to lie about it. I would say, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with my brother's Frenchie, my best friend's Frenchie. One day I'm going to be a Frenchie mama, right? You guys, I'm going to tell you, Eric says too, that building a brand is really important. While you are prospecting, while you are expanding your network, let me tell you, you want to create a fan base. And that's why I loved so much the advice and the direction that Fraser gave you guys yesterday, because he told you to think about people that you are interested in. What kind of person? Who is you attracted to? Who do you want to hang out with? Because if you find those kinds of people, then you're creating a fan base. Let me tell you why that's so important. You know, there's this system out there. People call it what they want to. It's a cold market. It's a prospecting group system. It's everywhere. And there's 72,000 people saying that they created it. Listen, it don't matter who created it. I'm going to tell you something. In those groups, this is the problem. The problem is they haven't evolved their groups. Their groups haven't evolved. They're selling groups. That's all. You go in them, prospect or add, testimony, add, buy, testimony, add. And let me tell you something. I compare this to if every single day for 25 years, I have to drive the same exact route to go to work or to the doctor or whatever, if I'm driving that road and you ask me what color the house is on such and such corner, I'm not going to be able to tell you. I'm not going to have a clue. Or if you ask me what billboard is on mile marker, whatever, I'm not going to be able to tell you. Do you know why? I'm desensitized. I'm ignoring it. I'm blocking it out. I'm paying it zero attention. That's what's happening in those groups, in your ATM, prospecting, cold market, customer, whatever y'all want to call them. It's a selling group. Consumers have gotten very smart. When you build a fan base, okay, you build a fan base from the 4 P's. that Fraser told you guys yesterday. When you build that fan base and you bring them together in a community where you're talking about things, where you're talking about the problems that overweight people have, where you're talking about the acne that your product solves, when you're talking about the hair regeneration that your product solves, when you're talking about the problems that people face in not being able to afford today's grocery shopping, that's when you help them identify a problem and they look to you for the solution. In those fan communities, because I'm going to tell you something, it's a whole lot easier for me to go into my fan club, my group page, and post about something I've fallen head over heels in love with. Let's say a lipstick, right? I go in there and I'm putting on a lipstick. Oh my God, you guys, I love this color. What do you think about this color? You like this color? I love this color. I'm going to go get me another one from Amazon. Then everybody in there wants to buy it. I didn't have to sell it. That's the cool part. When you create a fan base because of your brand. Guys, this is very important. But listen, your fan base, they want to see you real. They want you to be loving on them. And it's constantly growing. You're constantly growing and expanding that network. Now, I've showed you that, and I've showed you how to prospect and expand your network from the groups. Let me tell you another place. Let's say you're getting married. Let's say you're getting married in a year. And right now you're planning a wedding. Sit down and make a list of every single person that has their hand in a wedding. Okay? The photographer, the caterer, the event place, the florist, the bridal boutique where you're getting your dress, David, make a list of all of those things. Anybody, the DJs, anybody that has their hands, anybody. And then search on a local level for pages, especially reception centers, event locations, wedding planners, okay? And then go comment, go pay them a compliment. Let's say that you live in Gainesville, Florida, but you're going to be married in Austin, Texas. You could do it in both places, right? Go comment. And in there, sling a, oh, by the way, here's an example. Here where I live, I have a Facebook page, and it's very active. They have a lot of events there. Now, everybody's always looking at recommendations nowadays. So I can go to their event page. I've had events there. And I could leave a recommendation on that page. Even if I hadn't have had an event there, I could leave a recommendation and I could say, oh my gosh, this place is absolutely beautiful. Just bringing attention to it. I definitely will be recommending this to anyone that's getting married in my area. Oh, by the way, if you're looking for to lose a couple of pounds before your big day, you should let me hook you up. Oh, by the way, there's a really great ways to just put it out there. Because when you're marketing, you're competing for everybody else's attention. You're trying, pick me over here. Look at me. Don't look at all those other people. So why not give them something to look at, you guys? Let them pick you. If you don't stand out of the crowd, what are they going to pick you for? So let's go back to recruiting. What you focus on expands. Number one skill in Eric Worre's book, Finding Prospects. Where else could we find prospects? My stories. It's an amazing place, not just for the interaction that they give you, but if you go look at your archived stories, you guys, you look back on it, there are people that are just watching from a little distance. You know what I did? I created a little meme. You guys know who Wilson is? Wilson from Home Improvement. He's just peeking over the fence like this and you can never see his face. I created me a little meme. And every single person that likes or loves my stories, they get a little message from me. And it says, hey, Eric, I see you peeking over that fence. Don't you want to come a little closer? ... And then I say, listen, on a serious note, I don't know if you're just a raging fan and you love me because I'm so awesome. Or maybe it is that you're interested in what I do for energy and weight loss. Listen, either way, we should connect. Let me share it with you. So if you're open to taking a look, shoot me over that blue thumbs up. Now I'm going to tell you guys something. most people on this planet hate the blue thumbs up. I gave it a purpose, right? Most people feel like that blue thumbs up, that's the kiss of death. That's it. What does that mean? I've had a lot of people say, what does that mean? That blue thumbs up. Does that mean yes? Does that mean no? What is that blue thumbs up? Well, I give it purpose. I tell them to use it as a yes, right? Because if I train them to use it as a yes, every time I get it, then it's a yes. And then I'm not out of place whenever I assume the yes, or I position myself that it is a yes. So that's what I do. I'll say, listen, do me a favor. If you're open to taking a look, shoot me over that blue thumbs up, right? Because it's a whole lot easier for them to blue thumbs up it is than, because then there's no brainer. There's no thinking. I'm telling them what to do. I'm telling them what I want them to do. And if I built my fan base, then they're going to do what I ask them to do, which is send me over that blue thumbs up. Now, so that's your product side. Now, let me just ask you a question. Are you guys out there looking for only product users? Because what you look for, you get. What you focus on expands. So have you found yourself in a position that you're just getting product users? Well, if you are, then it's time to change, to kick that over and start looking for business builders. Let me tell you how I do. I go to mommy groups, entrepreneur groups, and it's like you're polling the audience. That's how I feel. And listen, you guys see the games that I play in my head, right? This profession is one big, huge game for me. I'm just polling the audience over here playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And that's what I'm doing, honestly. Who wants to be a millionaire? Who in this group wants to be a millionaire? So this is my question to that public group membership. Hey, so-and-so. Hey, Sandy, listen, welcome to whatever the name of the group is. Welcome. Super excited to see you join it. This is awesome. Here's my question. Did you join it because you were happy with your plan B, or are you currently looking for a plan B? Because I have one that's pretty awesome. I'd love to show it to you if you were open to taking a look. Listen, do me a favor. If you are open to taking a look, shoot me over that blue thumbs up. Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty, because if there's one thing that I hear more often than anything else is, I have all these product users and I don't know how to get business owners. Well, I just told you I get a business owner. I just told you. Here's another thing. Go in those public groups and be nosy. Somebody else might have already done the work for you. Let's say somebody says, oh, because you know how those group pages are. They're just all spammy pammies in there, right? And they're spamming their stuff everywhere. So let's go look and see who has said something like, oh, anybody out there have a company with zero entry fee and this and this and this? Then take a look at the comments. And listen, from those comments, I reach out to the people that are commenting on it, not the one that made the post. The one that made the post is shopping for somebody like I am. I want the ones that commented on it, right? And I'll go in there and I'll send them a message and I'll say, hey, Eric, listen, I saw your comment on that post. Man, I don't know if you're still looking for a plan B, if you're open to taking a look. I have one. It's pretty impressive. I'd love to share what some people that came in last month were blessed enough to be able to do. Listen, if you're open to taking a look, shoot me over that blue thumbs up. That blue thumbs up, you guys, it's like my assistant. I get a blue thumbs up and I'm on go. That's it. We got this. We going. So I'm going to give you guys my daily method of operation. Yesterday, who remembers? Yesterday, Frazier, I take really good notes. I hope Frazier's seeing this. His daily method of operation said, learn something new and help someone new. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. So I added to mine, but I'm going to tell you guys what mine is. Mine is 5. I do everything by 5s. I wake up every single day and my goal is to identify 5 new prospects. Now, what is a new prospect? What is it? It's a lead. A lead is a potential customer that you've not had a conversation with. For me, who is that? Family and friends that I've identified, social media contacts. Here's the key, you guys, in this is I don't prejudge. I don't prejudge them. I don't say, oh no, they can't afford this. I don't do any of that. Honestly, I just make the list. I'm always adding to my prospecting list 5 people every single day. The next step is 5 new conversations. That's my goal. 5 new conversations. And what is a new conversation? Why do I have them, or who do I have them with? The people that I just told you guys. It's my warming, it's my staging area, the conversations, the complimenting, the connection. That's my staging area, because the next thing is, my goal is to have 5 new exposures, so that I have 5 new follow-ups. And if I do all 4 of those 5 by 5s, guess what? I will collect 5 new decisions every single day. And a decision is a yes or a no, 100%, yes or no. There is no, well, maybe, or I'll look at it. No, it's 5 yeses or 5 nos, or a mix of the two. I'm collecting 5 decisions every day. And I will tell you guys, this is my bare minimum. My bare minimum is 5, do it at one time a day. Now, here's the super cool part. I pushed myself to figure out, how quickly can I get that done? And here's why. There are some days in my life that are busier than others. And on a day that is super duper 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 busy, I'm more apt. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. So I'm more apt to say, I'm busy today. And then if I'm busy one day and I'm busy 2 days, and the more days that I'm busy, the easier it is to just forget about it. When it's the #1 skill in Eric's book. It's vital. It's got to be the most important, because he put it as #1. Are you guys picking up that? You getting that? It's the #1 skill. What you focus on expands. You can't not do it a day. It doesn't work like that. I have to do it every single day. So this is what I figured out with no tools. Okay. This is me manually doing it with no tools. I can literally do this 5 by 5 in about 16 minutes. 16 minutes. So on my days that's slower, you guys, I'm doing this 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a day. The more times I do it, the bigger my network grows. The bigger my network grows, the more conversations I'm having. The more conversations I'm having, the more exposures I'm getting. The more exposures I'm getting, the more follow-up I'm doing. You see how it's a trickle-down effect. But it all starts with the #1 skill. You got to find them. You got to start the conversation. You got to expand your network. So when you do this and you figure out what's the fastest you can do it, then you give yourself something to rationalize on those really busy days. And I'll have the conversation with myself. Again, it's one big game for me, right? Listen, Angel, are you kidding me? It's 16 minutes. Just sit down and do your 5 by 5, right? There I go. I'm rationalizing so that it's easier for me to stay with my DMO. And there's no days that I don't do it anymore. In fact, there are more days that I'm doing it 2, 3, 4, because I've now convinced myself that, listen, it's just like eating. This is as important to me as eating food. So I need to do it for breakfast. I need to do it first thing in the morning. I need to do it around lunchtime, and I need to do it at dinner time. And then if I can sneak one in at bedtime, it's like a bedtime snack, right? So I'm doing this because my goal is every single day before I go to bed, I have to collect a minimum of 5 decisions. You guys, if I do that, and in this 5 by 5, if I'm doing it with different people, so my 5 new prospects, I don't count as 5 new conversations. It's 5 separate people. 5 for prospects, 5 for new conversations, 5 for exposures, so that I'm ending the day 25 people. Times that by 7, you guys, it's 175 people a week that I'm expanding. I'm pushing them right through my business. It's 175 people a week. That's a lot of people if you only do it one time a day. If you only do it one time a day. Can you imagine if you did this 52 weeks a year? You guys, can you imagine where you would be at? Now, here's the deal. I'm not saying your closing percentage is going to be there. I'm not saying that your presentation, all of that stuff will come. Right now, if you expanded your network 175 people a week by investing 16 minutes a day, can you just imagine? And listen, if you do it, that's one thing. But what if you have 100 people on your team doing it? 100 people on your team doing 175, expanding their networks by 175 people a week. That's pretty big numbers, right? By the law of averages, what if only 10%? That's 17 people. Wow, that's kind of cool. If you have 100 people in your organization doing it, that's 1,700 people a week. Where could your business be if you were that focused? Where could your organization be? Where could your people's business be? If you guys were investing 16 minutes every single day, doing a 5x5, I call it my matrix, doing my 5x5 every single day with 25 people, nobody's the same name, can't do it. They don't count. You're counting those 5 people. They do not count if they've in two different columns, only got to be in one. Where could your business be? Now, here's the thing. Oh, Angel, nah, you're a unicorn. You're a freak of nature. You're an anomaly. I can't do that. Okay. All right. Let's say you can't. Let's say it takes you 30 minutes. I'll give you twice. Let's say it takes you 30 minutes a day to do that. The time's going to pass anyway. Are you doing anything more important than that right now? I don't think so. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you. Today, I'm going to challenge you. I am going to, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write it down. 5 new prospects, 5 new conversations, 5 new exposures, 5 new follow-ups. Your goal is to collect 5 new decisions. Yes, no maybes, yeses or nos before you go to bed at night. At least one a day. Now, here's the deal, you guys. I want you to figure out 2 things. What's the fastest that you can do it? What is the absolute fastest? Just running as hard as you can run is the absolute fastest. Then I want you to tell yourself, right? Okay, oh crap, I can do it in 16 minutes. What was I thinking? I want you to push yourself. Time on, completely focused, no TV, no children, no husband, completely focused, no distractions whatsoever to complete a 5x5 matrix. And at the end of that, you have your time. I know exactly how long it takes me. Okay. So that's your first goal. Your assignment is, I want you to implement going to a public group from one of your 4 Ps or a couple of them. I want you to go to a public group. I want you to see how many people you can legitimately connect with in 24 hours by either sending them a message from the membership or sending them a message from a post. I want you to see. Now, I'm not asking how many messages can you send out. You can send out hundreds of messages in a 24-hour period. What I'm wanting you to figure out how many new connections can I make using this strategy in a 24-hour period. Because this is what I'm going to tell you. If you can do a 5x5 matrix in 15, 16, 20 minutes, and you can connect with 50 people and create 50 new connections in a 24-hour period, that right there is your recipe to success, because that's all I've done literally for years.